This always works, because when you hold yourself with quiet authority, she notices before she even speaks. That subtle pull, the shift in her attention, is not something she consciously controls. It's instinct, responding to something primal in your presence. You move through the room without haste, each step deliberate, each gesture measured. Eyes meet yours for a fraction longer than they should, and in that fraction of time, curiosity ignites. She is drawn to what she cannot claim, to the man who remains steady while the world around him thrums with noise and distraction. You are that anchor, immovable yet alive, and the difference it makes is invisible to the untrained eye, but not to hers. Most men will never understand this. They rush, they plead, they perform. Words, gestures, gifts, an attempt to bend reality to their desire. And she, sensing the effort, the instability, recoils, not out of malice but instinct. Nature, long before culture, recognizes weakness and responds with subtle withdrawal. You, however, have learned the language of restraint. You do not chase. You do not react. You exist, and she observes. Every micro-expression, every pause, every slight tilt of your head communicates more than volumes of speech ever could. Outside, sunlight falls through the leaves, casting a mosaic of gold across the pavement. You walk it alone, yet not lonely. A woman passes, glancing briefly, then again, drawn not by words or charm, but by presence. Her mind registers tension, anticipation, possibility, but she cannot name it. She feels the pull, the invisible current, the weight of authority and calm, and in that sensation, curiosity begins to stir. You plant it effortlessly, through presence, through quiet mastery of self. This is the world most men will never perceive. Interactions reduced to gestures, micro-expressions, unspoken currents. Influence is not wielded through noise or effort, but through composed stillness. She may smile at a lesser man, laugh at his antics, yet her mind quietly catalogs strength, control, and certainty. She senses it in the rhythm of your breath, the measured cadence of your voice, the indifference to approval or judgment. You are not performing, you are being. And it is in being that the invisible current flows. A cafe, crowded with chatter, sunlight streaming through windows. Someone orders a drink incorrectly. The room reacts, frustration, impatience, but you remain untouched, observing without judgment, responding without need. She notices. The difference between panic and poise, between reaction and mastery, is not lost on her. Part of her is drawn to it instinctively, even if she cannot articulate why. She is attuned to signals older than language, older than society itself, signals that speak of capability, security, and the power to hold the world steady while others falter. Every glance, every pause, every slight adjustment in posture is a story she reads unconsciously. Men rush to explain, to perform, to impress. You do nothing of the sort. You do not attempt to create desire. You allow it to awaken naturally, through the weight of presence, the subtle gravity of control. She notices even the smallest decisions, the way you navigate space, the deliberate pace of your speech, the calm certainty with which you inhabit your own life. These are not tricks. They are laws of perception, imperceptible yet unavoidable. You have witnessed men chase attention, coerce interest, construct images meant to signal confidence. She sees through all of it immediately, but you carry no performance, only choice, mastery, and quiet authority. Invisible, magnetic, irresistible. Each silence, each pause, each refusal to react to provocation communicates more than speech ever could. She watches, she feels, she wonders. Curiosity sparks like embers catching flame in dry brush, waiting for wind to feed it. And there, in that unspoken interplay, lies the promise of transformation. For every man who believes he must act to be seen, there is another who knows that mastery of self commands attention, curiosity, and respect. You are not being watched because you demand it. You are being watched because your inner gravity bends perception quietly, invisibly, inexorably. Consider the park at dusk. A group of women passes, laughing among themselves. Their eyes flicker toward you, not because you called attention to yourself, not because of charm or bravado, but because of the way you inhabit your own existence. You are unmoved by the laughter, unshaken by the world. Yet they feel the shift, the pull. It is subtle, instinctive, undeniable. Your restraint, your calm, your certainty, all of it writes a story in their subconscious, a story they cannot resist noticing. Every fleeting glance, every hesitation in her movement is not random. It is feedback from instincts ancient and unyielding. What you do with it, how you embody stillness, composure, and authority, determines whether curiosity deepens, attraction ignites, or it flickers and dies. These are lessons the world does not teach, insights hidden beneath culture and convention. They exist in the silent language of human perception, in the invisible interplay between presence and instinct, authority and desire. So stay with this. Observe closely. Notice how she shifts when you enter a room, how attention lingers where lesser men are ignored. Consider your own reactions, your own internal state. Are you restless? Do you crave acknowledgement? Or do you simply exist, measured, composed, unshakable? The difference is the axis on which attraction turns, and once understood, it changes everything. If this resonates, if the weight of what you sense here aligns with something inside, consider leaving a comment, hitting like, or subscribing. Let this knowledge reach others who seek clarity, composure, and understanding. This is not for the restless, the needy, or the performative. It is for those who are willing to see, to internalize, and to embody a presence that quietly bends perception. Do not move. Do not look away. The full truth, the hidden principle that makes her instinctively respond, the law older than words, will unfold if you stay. It is precise. It is unavoidable. And it begins here, in your presence, in your mastery of yourself, in the silence between what is said and what is felt. She studies the world around her, scanning for cues invisible to the untrained eye. Most men move with urgency, their attention scattered, their energy uneven. They talk too much, over-explain, and project desperation through micro-movements she instinctively reads. She reacts not to what they say, but to the vibration of their presence, the subtle ripple of need, the shadow of insecurity, the lack of internal gravity. And then she notices you. You enter the same space differently. Your steps are measured, your gaze intentional, your voice modulated, neither rushed nor hesitant. You are a landscape of calm in a chaotic room, a steady rhythm in a fractured world. She senses it instantly. Curiosity flares. Instinctively, her mind begins cataloging, observing the disparity between ordinary men who scramble for attention and the one who exudes it effortlessly. Ordinary men speak and flounder. Their words are heavy with expectation. Composed men speak less, yet every syllable lands with precision, carrying weight she cannot resist. You understand that influence is not wielded through effort. It is projected silently through posture, timing, and the unspoken mastery of self. She feels it in the cadence of your breathing, the subtle tilt of your shoulders, the deliberate pause before your eyes meet hers. This is the language of power, hidden beneath mundane gestures, yet it registers at the instinctive level where attraction begins. In a crowded hallway, she passes a man who leans forward, eager, projecting urgency. He gestures excessively, words spilling like water from a cracked vessel. Her attention flickers but retreats, almost without thought. Then she passes you. You move as if the world bends around your rhythm, unaffected by the urgency of others, carrying a stillness that fills the space without imposing on it. She senses the contrast before she even registers the details. The magnetic pull is subtle but unmistakable. Women are wired to detect competence before they can name it. Ordinary men reveal themselves in misaligned energy, nervous tics, Micro frowns, excessive laughter, avoidance of silence. These are alarms to her subconscious, signals of inconsistency, of instability. You, by contrast, reveal nothing forced. Your movements are consistent, your gaze firm but not intrusive, your reactions measured yet natural. She is drawn in because the tension resolves around you, even as curiosity deepens. Every glance, every step, every subtle breath carries the echo of authority she cannot ignore. Observe the cafe corner, the small gestures unnoticed by all but her. The way your hand brushes against the table when you adjust posture, the minimal shift in stance as she enters your peripheral vision. Each movement communicates self-possession. It does not demand attention, it commands it without asking. Ordinary men would overcompensate, seeking her approval, leaning in, trying to fill the void with words. You do not fill the void. You inhabit it. She notices the difference instinctively, and that noticing sets the stage for desire, for intrigue. Contrast is everything. The woman's mind continuously evaluates, comparing the men she encounters. One man is reactive, his attention splintered, his behavior predictable. Another is controlled, his attention selective, his energy coherent. Instinctively, she recognizes the value in the latter. Not because she rationalizes it, not because she labels it, but because evolution wired her to seek stability, mastery, and presence. Every subtle signal of composure resonates at a primal level. You understand that attraction is rarely verbal. It is kinetic, emotional, and instinctual. You pass a group of friends laughing loudly. One calls out, attempting to charm. She glances briefly but turns her attention away, unconsciously prioritizing the man who carries gravity in silence over the one who attempts to force connection. This is the invisible hierarchy that ordinary men never perceive. Attention is drawn not by volume, but by presence. Desire is sparked not by performance, but by mastery. The distinction is invisible, yet decisive. In a quiet park later, you observe the world with patience. She is near, walking with subtle awareness, yet she does not approach. Curiosity simmers in her gaze, as if she senses a story unfolding she cannot yet read. Ordinary men might act, interrupt, comment, joke. You remain measured. Your silence communicates more than words ever could. Confidence, detachment, and the unshakable understanding that your value exists independently of her immediate acknowledgement. This is the principle ordinary men fail to grasp. Attraction is a reflection of internal mastery, not external pursuit. Even in casual interactions, subtle cues reveal everything. A fleeting smile, a pause in conversation, a glance that lingers slightly too long, these are not accidents. They are instinctual responses to presence and composure. The ordinary man interprets these signals superficially. He reacts, overanalyzes, or missteps. The composed man interprets them strategically, observing the unfolding pattern without interference, allowing the natural flow of perception to reinforce desire. She is not consciously aware of the reasoning. She only feels the pull. Notice how the mind of a woman parses contrasts. The impulsive versus the deliberate, the reactive versus the composed, the needy versus the independent. Each comparison shapes curiosity and attraction without conscious awareness. You operate in the domain of instinctual recognition, where behavior is observed in microseconds, and influence is earned by consistency, restraint, and presence. Ordinary men try to accelerate this process with words and gestures. You allow it to unfold naturally, like a tide, imperceptible yet inevitable. Even social interactions are a theater. The composed man moves as if every scene is a stage, and he controls neither the actors nor the outcome. Ordinary men react to the performance of others, desperate to be seen. You simply exist as the axis around which perception revolves. She registers this instinctively, the pull of stability in a chaotic environment. Each of your choices, micro-expressions, timing, posture, cements an unspoken narrative. Strength without aggression, authority without demand, presence without effort. And here is the subtle truth. She does not consciously choose to notice, to be curious, or to respond. Her mind processes signals older than culture, older than language. Ordinary men may never perceive the depth of this truth. Composed men, however, navigate it naturally, embodying principles through behavior alone. Every glance she gives, every hesitation, every fleeting adjustment in movement is a response to mastery. And mastery is earned through internal consistency, emotional control, and strategic restraint. Observe her subconscious evaluation, the invisible ledger she keeps of ordinary men versus composed men. She feels tension with one, curiosity with another. Ordinary men misread cues, overstep boundaries, over-explain or underperform. You, however, operate in the space between action and reaction, silence and attention, presence and absence. She notices the difference without knowing why, and that noticing is the first spark of attraction, respect, and intrigue. Every public setting, every incidental interaction is a microcosm of perception and instinct. The ordinary man cannot see it. He believes charm and effort create desire. The composed man knows otherwise. Influence is a function of presence, authority, and the unconscious calculus of perception. She feels it, she responds instinctively, and in the quiet gravity of your behavior, attraction ignites without manipulation or words. Remain aware. Observe the ebb and flow of attention, the imperceptible shifts in her gaze, the micro-reactions that signal instinctive recognition. Ordinary men mistake these moments for chance. Composed men understand. They are cause and effect, subtle yet undeniable. She may never articulate it, may never consciously acknowledge it, but her perception bends to those who hold internal mastery with quiet authority. Stay tuned. The patterns are not random, the signals are not fleeting, and the principles that govern these interactions are precise, actionable, and profound. What follows will reveal not only how to interpret these cues, but how to embody the presence and authority that makes her instinctively respond, respect, and remain captivated. Everything you've observed, the subtle shifts, the unspoken currents, the instinctive pull, is a reflection of one immutable truth. Your internal mastery dictates how the world responds to you. She does not chase effort, she mirrors presence. Ordinary men scatter energy while you concentrate it, silent and deliberate, like gravity itself bending perception. Authority is quiet, attraction is instinctive, respect is earned without demand. Carry this into every interaction, your calm, your patience, your refusal to react to noise. Each moment becomes a signal, each gesture a story she unconsciously reads. The patterns are precise, the effect is inevitable. You are no longer a man seeking attention. You are the axis around which attention naturally orbits. Observe, embody, remain unshakable. The full power of presence is yours to wield, quietly, profoundly, irrevocably.